guys, my name is Nick Faruqi. I'm with the Xtreme Training Academy. I'd like to welcome you to our free online video series. If you've been following along with us on Facebook at Xtreme Training Academy, you'll have seen that we have a whole bunch of new bodies that have signed on for our studio and also have been contacted by people who are interested in getting their martial arts and self-defense training journey started, but not quite sure where to begin, and it might be a little bit intimidating. So I thought I'd make this quick video series to help take some of that intimidation factor away and give you guys something to work on at home while you're out of the gym. Also note that in May 2014, we're going to be offering a JKD Fundamentals course. This is a 6-week course, 1 day a week, so it's very easy to make. If you guys are interested in that particular course, make sure that you contact us at xtremetrainingacademy.com or also follow along on Facebook for more updates on it at Xtreme Training Academy, and Xtreme is spelled with an X, not with an E. We'll be going over the same stuff that you'll see in some of these videos along with a lot of other stuff, so it'll be a great course for you to join in on. In the meanwhile, let's get started and get on the mats. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about some basic punches, okay? You have to learn how to offend with your hands, but you also have to learn everything that we've done prior to this video. So you have to have a good base, you have to have good footwork, the step slide, the push shuffle, and the male and female triangle. That becomes your delivery method to be able to strike effectively, okay? You can't strike too well standing still, and you can't strike very well standing straight up. So get in this athletic base and be able to move side to side, back and forth, and at an angle. Okay, so our first punch is going to be the jab. Okay, I know everybody's heard this term before. Then I have people come in and I say, throw me a jab, and throw the wrong hand. So let's go through this thing. Again, starting from a good base. Our hands are up, our back heels up, our hips are square, elbows in, chins down. The jab will be thrown from your front hand, meaning I'm standing with my right leg forward and my right hand forward. The jab will be done with the right hand. Okay? If I was standing left lead, left legs forward, left hands forward, the jab would be done with the left hand. Now, just for a reference here, I pretty much always stand with the right lead. So if you guys are left lead people, just mirror image whatever I'm doing here, okay? Okay, so we start from our base position. The jab is going to go from the cheek to the target and back. So it's a straight punch. It's a linear type of a punch. I'll do this for you again. Okay, so once you guys figure that out, then you have to understand there has to be a rotation. In a right lead, I focus on the knuckle of the thumb, and I imagine a clock in front of me. The knuckle has to rotate from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Watch how this works. It rotates on the way out, and then on the way back. Rotates on the way out, and rotates on the way back. On the way out, on the way back. That's the first rotation. Second rotation will be in the shoulder. Okay, so imagine punching or pushing your elbow forward. And you see how my shoulder kind of rotates up. And then the last rotation you're going to have is with the hip. So I push with the hip. Okay? And it's important to do this as slow as you can so you understand all components of that punch. Speed and power, when you start throwing and learning, is only hiding the deficiency of body mechanic. Okay, so take your time. Again, the jab. Okay? The second punch we're going to go over is the rear hand straight, often called the cross. Same lead, so for me, right lead. The jab was done with my right hand because I'm right leg forward. The rear hand straight is going to be done with the left hand. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Rear hand, straight punch. Okay? So we have the jab, and we have the rear hand straight. Now that also have to have the same rotation. So back to the knuckle of my thumb and that clock reference that I gave you, my thumb's going to rotate from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Watch how this works. Okay? Now why is it called the cross? Well, it's called the cross because we put a jab forward and then the cross is right here. My hands are crossing over for the second punch. So we have a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. If I only threw my rear hand, it would be a rear hand straight. But because here I'm throwing in a combination, it becomes the jab cross. Okay? Now one of the things that I want you guys to avoid is locking out your punches, meaning we don't fight with our arms locked out. The faster it goes out, just as fast as it comes back. Goes out fast, comes back fast. Goes out fast, comes back fast. Okay, so there's this push-pull type of a feel to it, and that's important to have. The other thing I want you to avoid is dropping the hand. Okay, that's a common mistake, a little bit over-exaggerated, but I want you guys to really see the point illustrated. Now, in my base position, inside my hands, there's this triangle. Okay? That triangle is an open entry to my face. I need to be able to close this off. So I don't punch like this. Let me kind of face the camera just a little bit here for you guys. Notice the triangle right here? Did I cover that triangle? No, it's still open. And that's part of the reason why the rotation is so important. So instead of looking like this, it'll look like this. Correct? Correct. Same thing with the rear hand straight. Incorrect. Correct. Let me give you a side view of this as well. What I want you to do is pay attention to the side of my face. If I punched incorrectly, the side of my face is still available to get hit. If I punch correctly, I end up protecting the side of my face because my shoulder rotated up. Okay? I'll do this for you again. Incorrect. Correct. Okay? So that becomes the jab and the cross. And, you know, there's different types of jabs. You have a post jab, a half-step jab, a full-step jab. And in our fundamentals course, I'll show you the uses for all of them. Right now, I'm more important to focus on just the basic mechanics of our post jab. Okay? And our third punch is going to be the lead hand hook. Kind of self-explanatory. I start from a loaded and base position. I'm using my lead hand, so I stand with my right leg forward and my right hand forward. So that's my lead hand. And I hook. Sometimes you'll see people throw punches wild. There is a place for that. Sometimes you see this John Wayne haymaker. Not so much a place for that. Okay? The lead hand hook is a close quarter type of a punch, meaning my aggressor is very close to me. If you can imagine somebody standing 6 to 8 inches, maybe even a foot away from me, but I throw a long punch, I just miss. It just doesn't fit. I have to be able to get in tight. Okay, here's the mechanics. I start pushing with the elbow and it comes up. My elbow, my forearm, my wrist, and my hand are all in one line. Okay? Now that's important to know because if you're hitting a hard subject, meaning you caught somebody's shoulder, part of their chest, sometimes even their jawline, and that wrist is bent, or that elbow is dropped, the stress stays inside your wrist, causing injury, possibly breakage. Let me give you an example of that real quick too. If you guys have ever seen the traditional martial artists who compete, they break boards, and they might have a table full of boards in front of them. The first thing they do is they raise their elbow and they go like this. And they do this before they actually try to break the boards. Why? Because they're making sure that everything's in one line and they have good structure. The second thing that they're doing is making sure that their hips are following to help drive power. And that's how you get good breakage in the boards. Good structure, good mechanics, good form. Okay? If they turn around and hit the board, bent wrist, I promise you it's not the board that's going to break. It's going to be the wrist. So it's important to make sure that this is in line. Now, I'm holding up this hang loose with my left hand. Put the thumb to your chin. The end of the hook should be hang loose distance from your chin. Okay? Right here. Not out here, not in here, but here. Okay, so that becomes the lead hand hook, and if you understand the lead hand hook, then you'll also understand the rear hand hook. So what do we have so far? We have almost four punches. We have the jab, the cross, and the hook. The jab, the cross, and the hook. Now, if you guys are watching this, you'll see that I'm really pivoting my hips, and it's almost like I'm pivoting on the balls of my feet. That is helping me learn the body mechanic and drive power between my punches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So you have the jab, cross, and the hook. Once you have those mechanics down, what I want you to do is apply some footwork with them. I want you to do the combination 1, 2, 3, and then move one type of a footwork. So it looks like this. Okay, so we just do a basic combination and move. And if that bores you, then go roll reversal, meaning move first and then hit. Okay, and learn those basic mechanics, starting from a good base, putting in a basic footwork, and having that good rotation with your punches. All right, guys, your turn to try. Have fun with that. Work on that. Take your time. I know it's not very glorious. It's not the high-speed stuff. It's fundamentals. And when you break it down, you have to have strong fundamentals. Everything else is just salad dressing. Okay, it's just the stuff on top. So don't spend time focused on that quite yet. Get the good stuff first. The meat and potatoes of the fight is right here. And good footwork and good mechanics. If you have any questions, contact us and keep an eye open for the JKD Fundamentals course. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video and got something to work on. If you guys are interested in that JKD Fundamentals course, make sure that you contact us through the website at xtremetrainingacademy.com or follow us along on Facebook at Xtreme Training Academy. In the meanwhile, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.